Welcome to this edition of the Click and Pledges Fundraising Command Center podcast, where we talk the why, the what, and the how in the Click and Pledges ecosystem.
And today, we are doing a deep dive into, well, what's probably the most critical time of year for any nonprofit, that year-end giving window. We're talking Giving Tuesday, all of December, right up to that tax deadline.
That's right. Our mission today is to give you a strategic blueprint. We're going to walk through the features we recommend using right now to really optimize that whole donation experience.
We're moving beyond just, having a donate button. We're talking about making it frictionless, making it personalized, using augmented intelligence.
Exactly. So as you listen, maybe take a look at your own setup and see if you're missing any of these key opportunities. We think you might find some ways to really boost your results, especially around personalization and tracking. So let's jump in.
Okay, so first things first. When we look at most nonprofit websites, they have what we'd call a passive model.
What do you mean by passive?
Well, the donor has to decide, I want to give. Then they have to hunt for the Give Now button. Click it, go to a new page. It's all on them.
So every other page on your website, the blog, the About page, is basically a lost opportunity.
It is, and that's why our first big recommendation for this year-end push is pay quickly. The whole idea is to transform every single page into an active donation opportunity.
Okay, so what's the mechanism behind it? What makes it so low friction?
It all boils down to speed and minimizing what the donor has to type. Think of it like a one-click checkout on a retail site. Pay Quickly is this super streamlined form, and it's designed to work with payment wallets. So we're talking Apple Pay, Google Pay, Amazon Pay, PayPal, Venmo.
All the big ones people use every day.
Exactly, depending on their device and what they're logged into. So the moment a donor clicks, their payment info is already there. They might just have to enter a name and email, verify, and boom, they're done.
It's practically instant. And when you're talking about that emotional, in-the-moment decision to give, removing those extra steps is just huge for conversion.
It's paramount. And of course, if for some reason they don't have a wallet set up, the system is smart. It just redirects them to your regular donation form, so the gift is never lost.
I also like how flexible it is to implement. We see a lot of organizations use it as a sticky element, right?
Yeah, that's what we recommend. It can be a little tab on the side of the page, or maybe an icon in the corner that just stays in view as you scroll.
Like a little heart icon or something.
Right. Or you can embed it directly inside a specific story on a page. But here's the really crucial technical insight for anyone managing a website.
Okay.
When you embed that code, you're really just embedding the Pay Quick ID. That's it. Just one simple ID.
So why is that so important? Why the dynamic ID?
It's all about flexibility and, frankly, independence from your web developer. Once that code is on your site, you never have to ask them to touch it again. You just go into your Click and Pledge account, and you can change everything on the back end. Change the campaign it points to. Change the tracker. If you want that button to suddenly support your Giving Tuesday fund, you just make the change in our platform, and the website updates instantly.
That's a lifesaver. Especially in December when things are moving so fast. There is that one small exception, though.
Yes, good point. If you use the fully embedded option where the form is like right there in the middle of the page, that part is static. But for the sticky tabs and corner icons, you have total dynamic control. It saves so much time.
Okay, so we've made the click instant. The next logical step is to make the ask smart. We're going from low friction to high intelligence.
Right, because we live in a world where everything online is tailored to us,
Yeah, and then you land on a donation form, and it's showing the same 4 buttons to a first-time donor as it does to someone who's given $10,000.
Exactly, and that's where IntelliBooster comes in. It is absolutely critical for maximizing year-end gifts because it personalizes those suggested amounts automatically, and you just turn it on with a single checkbox.
So what's it looking at? What's the data behind that personalized ask?
It's fusing 2 main things. First, and most importantly, it looks at that donor's actual transaction history with you. Their patterns, their median gift, their largest gift. But if they're a new donor, it can look at demographics and location from their IP address and compare that to giving patterns from our 25 years of data.
So my experience is totally different. If I'm a known donor who usually gives, say, $5,000, I'm not going to see options for $50 or $100.
You shouldn't, and you won't. IntelliBooster finds that just right amount to encourage you to maximize your gift without being off-putting. And this connects to a really important strategy. We strongly suggest you only show 4 donation options.
Okay, why 4 specifically? Not 5, not 6?
It's all about conversion science. It's something called analysis paralysis. If you give people too many choices, they spend more mental energy deciding how much to give instead of just completing the gift.
You're adding friction back in.
You're adding mental friction.
Hmm.
4 options is the sweet spot. It minimizes that cognitive load, and it really does increase conversion rates.
So how are those 4 buttons displayed?
They're shown in descending order, so high to low, and here's the key. The second highest button is selected by default. It just gently anchors the donor toward the higher end of their personalized range. It's smart.
That's fascinating. Okay, that intelligence is constantly working for you. Let's switch gears a bit to the operational side. Tracking.
Yes, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. And during the year-end rush, you have to know what's working.
So we recommend using our tracker features for designation, but also for attribution.
Right. And you have 2 flavors, static and dynamic. A static tracker is something you'd set when you build the form. You might create a form specifically for your About Us page, and you give it that tracker.
So that tells you where the donation happened. But the dynamic tracker, that's where the real intelligence is.
That's where it is. A dynamic tracker overrides the static one. You just add it to the end of the URL, it looks like .tr, and then you put whatever you want.
Give me a real-world example of why that's so much better.
Okay, so a static tracker tells you a gift came from the website. Useful. But if you're sending out 2 versions of an email appeal, you can put .tr email A on one link and .tr email B on the other.
Ah, so you can A/B test your messaging in real time.
Instantly. You'll know exactly which email, which subject line, which call to action is actually driving donations. That's actionable data you can use to pivot your strategy immediately.
That's a huge advantage. Now, while we're on the topic of maximizing the gift, let's talk about covering the processing fees.
Absolutely. Donors pretty much expect this option now, and we always recommend making it available. It's just a simple opt-in or opt-out choice in the campaign setup.
But there's a lot of flexibility there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Can you do more than just cover the transaction cost?
You can. The language is totally customizable. Instead of cover the fee, you could write something like, maximize the impact of my gift, and you can adjust the rate. Many organizations build in a little extra to help cover some minor overhead costs as well.
And you can track that extra revenue stream specifically.
Yep, you can use dedicated SKUs or stock keeping units, or for organizations with more advanced accounting, general accounting units, or GAUs. It lets you run a report and see exactly how much extra funding was generated just from that one little checkbox.
We've been talking a lot about optimizing gifts from current donors. Let's talk about expanding that base, peer-to-peer fundraising.
This is such a powerful tool because it's all about leveraging social capital.
The trust factor.
The trust factor is the secret sauce of P2P. You're giving your most passionate supporters their own personalized fundraising page, a space for them to ask their friends, their family, their network to give on your behalf.
And the big win there is you're getting introduced to a whole new network of people. People who might not know you, but they really trust the person who's asking.
Exactly. It just shortens that whole awareness cycle.
Yeah.
And we suggest making the public donation and comment stream a big feature on those pages. When people see others giving and leaving positive messages, it creates social proof and encourages more participation.
So for an organization that's maybe a little hesitant, they've never done P2P before, how do they get started?
Don't try to boil the ocean. Start small. Find one willing participant, a great volunteer, a board member, someone on staff who's tech savvy, and just run a small test with them.
Dip your toe in the water.
Exactly. See how it works, refine your messaging, and then you can launch a bigger campaign with confidence.
And a really important note for everyone listening. Peer-to-peer fundraising is already included in your account. There's no extra fee to turn this on and use it.
That's right. Okay, now let's shift to our most advanced tools. These are for our users on Salesforce. But even if you don't use Salesforce, stick around because this really shows the full potential of, integrated, augmented fundraising.
And just a reminder, upgrading to the latest Salesforce release is free, and it's a simple process. So this all starts by modeling the donor with something called the engagement rank. How does that work?
So we've added a bunch of calculation fields that look at everything a donor does. Their min and max donation, how many days it's been since they last gave, if they have a recurring gift, all of it.
Right.
Based on all that behavior, the system assigns them an engagement rank, something like visionary, platinum, gold, silver.
So it's a real-time map of their loyalty and their capacity, and it's not static.
Not at all. It recalculates every single day, usually around 3 a.m., and you can tell it which transactions to look at by filtering with SKUs. That way you're not counting, say, an event ticket purchase as a major gift.
This dynamic knowledge is really the engine behind the adaptive AI link, This is the feature that just changes everything about digital asks.
It really does. The Adaptive IntelliBooster link, or AI link, is a unique, permanent URL that's generated for every single contact in your Salesforce account. That link for that person never, ever changes.
It's their own personal donation link. So what happens when I, as a donor, click my AI link in a year-end email?
Two things happen instantly. One, the donation form is completely auto-filled with all your latest info from Salesforce, no typing. Two, the IntelliBooster buttons are totally customized based on your engagement rank at that exact moment.
Wait, okay, so the adaptation is real time. If I make a big gift and my rank jumps from silver to platinum, the form I see tomorrow morning is different.
It's different. It automatically reflects your new status and capacity. It is completely hands-off, ultra-personalization.
Wow.
And for the campaign manager, you can even map each rank to a different form design. Your platinum donors can see a very sleek, high-level form, while a new donor sees something else. It gives you total control over the experience.
That's incredible. Finally, let's touch on Boost Days, the set it and forget it tool.
This is a management relief tool, for sure. Boost Days lets you pick a date range like, say, December 20th to January 1st, and tell the system to automatically boost the IntelliBooster ask amounts higher for anyone clicking their AI link.
So I don't have to be online at midnight on New Year's Eve manually changing my donation levels.
Correct. You set the dates, you set the boost percentage, and you walk away. It's perfect for those time-sensitive pushes. Giving Tuesday is actually hard-coded in there. You just have to enable it, and the system knows the date. It just maximizes those crucial windows automatically.
You know, we've covered so much, from pay quickly, taking out the transaction friction, to the AI link, taking out the mental friction. What really stands out is just how much time you save by letting this augmented intelligence do the work.
It personalizes every ask, it manages the campaign timing, and it ensures every donor gets the right request at the right moment.
It frees up your team to focus on the mission, on building relationships, knowing the technology is working behind the scenes to maximize every single gift. It's powerful stuff.
For more information about this and all Click and Pledge products, make sure to visit clickandpledge.com and request for a one-on-one training or demo, whether you are a client or curious about our platform. Just ask us and we'll gladly get together with you to chat.
And don't forget to subscribe to this podcast to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest features of the Click and Pledge Fundraising Command Center.